Give me just a minute to get situated while we wait for a few others to join us. Hi, Rock Calendar Roger. Glad to see ya. Thanks for joining us. I'm just looking for my phone charger. Oh boy. So, how is everybody doing? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty particular about how my name is spelled. So you can see that I'm currently working on a honeycomb calcite. This is a very thick slab because I'll be carving it. This is going to be a pendant, a very beautiful pendant. And over here you can see I have some silver clay drying on a little heater that I'll be attaching those bees. Phone charger, no big deal today, because I am all about answering your guys' questions. If you open up the live chat, then I'll be able to see your comments as we go. This is a nice little piece of jade I got this week. Great day. Hopefully everyone is in not well. Oh, there's my charger. Cool. Since I've redecorated my workshop, I can't find anything. I'm sure I'll get used to it eventually. So I recently sold this beautiful charoite from Russia. It's very hard to see, but it has on. Are you guys seeing that too? I believe the last question was what I'll be carving into the honeycomb. And let me set this aside here. This honeycomb calcite can be carved and then acid dipped to polish. So I'm going to carve honeycomb shape into it. It'll be a circle, and then I'll wrap silver around it and add silver bees to it. I think it's going to turn out. When you buy it in rough, here's an example. You can, which is also pretty, I think. This one is going to be for our challenge we have going, and then on the inside, carve a sphere that can't come out of the square. So that's an open invite to anyone who wants to participate. We will have Rockin' Raccoon bucks for the winners, and don't expect mine to look nice. It will probably be the worst of all of them because it's something out of your comfort zone, right? Lapidary. I know that a lot of you have gotten Dremels this year for Christmas and are kind of lost on where to start. So of my earlier videos where I show how to make a Dremel carving box. And if you're going to be working with your Dremel, you need to make sure that you're working wet. And this shaft goes down into the box. So is use one of these if you don't have a flex shaft. Now, my husband made this off of a design I got from Pinterest. It's very, very easy, very simple, he said. So what you... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Try exiting and coming back into the live. That might help with the lag. So it's just, and put the Dremel in here, and that holds the weight of the Dremel. And it's cushioned with just regular foam that you would use on a door. And then the Dremel sticks out here, and you can clamp this down to your table. But again, you have your out a way to work wet without getting the motor wet. Some people have used guards, plastic guards, and that works okay. I'm watching the screen right now, guys. If you have questions, don't be afraid to ask. That's what I'm here for. I want to help you guys be successful. Is the lag absolutely horribly terrible? Would you like to see me use the flat lap to make this flat? You can get an idea of what a flat lap would do. I could do that for you guys. It's really easy for me to set up here. In fact, it's mostly set up. So a flat lap is for flattening stones and polishing. You can find them pretty inexpensive if you buy a high quality one, but used. You can probably get them for around $200, $250. Thankfully, I have a very good friend who let me have these in exchange for selling rocks for him, which is also a great way to earn capital to buy new tools. I always recommend that. Yeah, I'm all for buying used lapidary equipment as long as you can plug it in and make sure it works before you bring it home. But always look for the more expensive brands if you're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to get yelled at for this because they're all clumped together. But what these are the discs. Usually aluminum, 100 on one side and 180 on the other. And as they get worn down and used, the grit kind of goes up. It doesn't hold on to that heavy duty grit like you would expect. Here's one that has been really loved, well used. And you can see that that's supposed to be 180 grit, but it is very shiny and probably is a little higher grit now. Just, you can buy all kinds of different kinds of flat laps. This one is just a single-sided one, and it's got a sticker on it. I don't know if you can see that. So it can be replaced when it gets wore out. Now, thankfully, when I got this, a lot of these came with it. This is 200,000 grit on a foam pad. So this is what I use for my very final polish. And you can buy grit in a syringe and load up your flat laps that way. And it works just the same with the Dremel if you're going to use my tip for making homemade Dremel sanding pads. In fact, when I work with fire agate or opal, I use the Dremel strictly, just because I feel like I have more control. Look what I'm drinking. Do you guys like Bing? This is a new flavor to me, cherry lemonade. So good. I'm just carefully moving stuff around so I don't knock anything off onto my concrete floor. Oh, for sure. You know, when I very first started, that was kind of the setup that I used, hooked into a 5-gallon bucket. And I'll tell you what, it worked so good. And I really do actually miss my very first prototype. It's not often you hear that. I do like the box system, but the 5-gallon bucket was great because I had a drainage tube in the bucket itself, a tree little bowl, and then I usually place like something in the bowl, like a rag, to kind of help sop up the water. And then this, when I'm using the box, is what I attach. It's just a 2-gallon bucket or spout that twists on and off. The push kind doesn't work for this. And then I attached use of the space in the box, and it's not just straight down. As I'm working, I'm just moving stuff to the side and out of the way. The flat lap that I use, this one, is pretty heavy. You don't expect it to be super heavy because it looks pretty light. I'm gonna have to move you guys for a minute. So I'll just set it up right here. There we go. And it has a much better beginning. Oh, I knocked my bees down. Give me just 1 second, you guys. I gotta get these before they crumble and break. They're very, very fragile in the greenware stage before I've fired them with the torch. Okay, I think that's a pretty good view. So what you can see is it has a box made around it. The motor is down inside. And then right here is the control for the speed. So with the calcite, I can start pretty high. This is pretty aggressive grit right here. This is 180. I'm gonna go ahead and try it and then show you exactly what acid polished already, sort of. It's got a light acid polish to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take and grind this down flat. Don't mind me, I look like a troll today. But that's okay. So what this is the drain hose. I just want to make sure. So as with all tools, nice slurry. It saves your tools from being destroyed by the heat, and it saves. I have to tape it with electrical tape. So I keep that real handy. I use electrical tape for all kinds of things. If you're a wire wrapper and you don't have fancy nylon coated tools, you can just wrap them with your electrical tape. This is so nice in my shop now. I actually can work on all kinds of things just sitting in one spot, which is helpful to me because I can't really move around too much anymore. So what I'm going to do, a heavy duty sprayer that I just need to pump the water to come up the long hose. Oh, that's not water. I am plugged in now. Okay, turn that on, flip that water around. Nice quiet motor. I'm just going to take this stone and just grind down that leftover material and make it nice and flat. I guess I'm ambidextrous. I'm using my left hand. I normally do everything with my right hand. So you just want to make sure that you're getting use of the full flat, or you will wear out. This bigger material like this is really soft. With smaller material, as long as you have the right blade for working with Dremel. I'll get that and show you while I'm doing that. $30 blade from Lowe's. You can find them cheaper online, or if you're going to be trying to cut with it, that you only do it on very soft material, like lap. And then tape, because there used to be an arm attached to the flat lap, so you could do faceting. This is really a good high quality faceting machine. Starting to get nice and even now. So I do think I have this on 180 or 120 grit. Thanks for the info on the Dremel holder. Also, here's Minnesota. Well, hello, welcome. Eh? Yeah, I would recommend always working wet, because the dust that is produced, you shouldn't be breathing in. Very dangerous for your lungs. I'm not going to bother doing the other side or the edges on this, because I will be drawing out my shape for carving, and I'll want it to be nice and smooth and as full as I can. Well, it depends on what you're doing. For me, I'm just flattening this out, but I do like that it's important to make sure that you're using a whole of your flat lap, so that you're not wearing out one spot over the other. And you can see that there's a little bit of overspray, but not really that much. Are you guys bored of watching me do this yet? I can move on. I can finish this later. So if you haven't been to Rockin' Raccoon Facebook page or my Rockin' Raccoon group and if you have any further questions, you can always ask them there. I am not always on it, but there are lots of other great helpers. Yeah, using the Dremel is great for doing finish work, for polish. Someone tried to call just now. How rude. Don't they know I'm live? Flattened out. But you can see how long this would take. This is calcite. It's a very soft material. So if you're doing something like quartz or jasper or agate, it would take a very long time to do something this large. Of course, if it's a smaller piece, it goes so much faster. I'm just making sure I'm using the whole length of the width of the lap board. Close enough, you guys. There's just a little bit left. This is going to be the back anyhow, and this will be the front. So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just got to turn off the water. Get that water off there. Okay. So I will take this, which is just a basic. It's probably going to be pretty excited about that. Okay, guys, come at me with any more questions you have. You won't believe this, but I forgot to put my bucket down. Water. Good thing I have concrete floors. And my husband's not here to see this. And I always have rags. Lots of rags. Sure don't know why the water's white, though. That's kind of, oh, I guess from the grit. Stop leaking. I get so excited when I'm doing these lives that I forget basic stuff. So you guys have to remind me. Oh, glad I didn't flood my heater. That would have been shocking. Well, my whole floor is soaked. Oh gosh. So hey, give us a like and a subscribe. Let me know your questions in a second once I get done mopping water so I don't slip and fall. My floor's nice and clean now, though. I did paint the concrete, so it's kind of up where it got painted. And the water went everywhere. Alright, good to go. And I'm back. So if you have any more questions, now would be a good time to get them on the screen. If there isn't any more further questions, we'll go ahead and do the drawing. I'm going to write a number down on a piece of paper, and then I'm going to have you pick a number. Just a second once I get this around the heater clean up. Okay, I can finish that later. It's sort of safe in here now. Okay, so we got 6 contestants because there's 6 viewers watching right now, and it's only available for the live viewers. You're playing for 10 Rockin' Raccoon bucks, which you can spend in my shop, and a few other small assorted items. I'm going to take my piece of paper here, and I'm writing the number down. I do have old Lapidary magazines for sale for $3 a piece. Random pull from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Some even from today. So I've got my number written down. And everyone that's participating, you're going to have to comment so I can write your name down. It's written down in there. Sticking that under something. Okay. 200. And go. I'm ready to write your guesses down. Between 100 and 200. You guys all have to guess again. That is a long leg. Okay. There you go. Lisa Cooper in at 104. Robin Boyce at 169. Mountain Sky, 156. There's 8 people on right now. Let's get your guesses in. Wake Winnebago, 175. I'm up to 4, and there's 8 of you guys watching. You have to open the live chat. Well, thanks for popping in. We're doing a giveaway right now. You got to guess a number between 100 and 200 to play along. I'm going to give everyone a fair opportunity of time to get their guesses into me. Robin, Wake with 175, and I'm glad you're here. At, whoops, I missed your number. I looked down to write your name. Someone else comment so I can see the comments on the screen again. Stay on my screen for a very short, like 10 seconds. Nine people watching, and there was 5 guesses. I missed the last one. Can someone bring them up? Oh, there it is, 178. Well, 5 out of 7 ain't bad. I'm gonna go ahead and say time. No one else can comment. I'm gonna go ahead and do dun, da, da, da. Someone, anyone play the drums? Okay, drum roll please. Doo-doo. Super exciting. 106. Kept it low. Oh my gosh, Lisa, you are 104. You are the closest without going over. You win. Below how I can reach you, you can always reach me at Rockin' Raccoon. Send me a message with your information. I just need your email and mailing address, and then you get 10 bucks. 10 Rockin' Raccoon bucks. Good on any items I have for sale currently on my Rockin' Raccoon page, and it's good for a year. So if you don't want to use it now, that's totally okay. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Super exciting. Lisa, what part of the world do you live in? I'm very Oh, that's right. Minnesota. I bet you hate it when people do that, huh? Alaska for forever, and I always hated when people would talk about Sarah Palin because I used to hang out with her. We used to water ski, and we'd sit on the back of the ski nautique and drink strawberries and champagne while we were out water skiing. She used to be very homegrown. No, she ain't. She is as fake as they come. One of the reasons why I had to leave Alaska, because I just couldn't stand being asked, oh, you're from Wasilla, you must know Sarah Palin. Ha! What a creep. I don't know. I guess if you knew her like I did, you might have that same opinion. I know a lot of people adore her, so I respect that totally. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this part. Very easy electrical tape. Ah! Don't prove me wrong. Okay, and then I'll just shove this back out of the way. So very easy for me in the shop right now. I can just move stuff around and I'm ready to go. Yeah, do look for me on Facebook. You can even send me I do accept friend requests on my personal page. Me. So if there aren't any more questions, I know there was a few late arrivals. If you guys have any further questions, please go to Dremel Lapidary by Kirsten Safford Art on Facebook. Join the group. Be sure to answer the questions so the moderators will let you in, and ask your questions there. I pop in and help out a lot. William just asked if it's possible to get started under $1,000. Absolutely. I started out with a Dremel, a flex shaft, a few diamond burrs, and a 5-gallon bucket. So anything can be done as long as you think outside the box. Yes, Rockin' Raccoon, that's correct. There are plenty of hack patterns out there. I don't know what that means. Yes, machines are easy to build if you're mechanically inclined. I, however, am not. I'm good at making the boxes to work in, but not necessarily the tools myself. I do know that Lapidary Dave has some really good information on that kind of stuff. He's a friend of mine. So I guess we're going to call it today. Oh, seriously? That is awesome. You have 4 barrels, so you have one barrel. Okay, guys, don't know what happened there. We keep getting. I'm going to let you guys. Next month, we're making. If you're a tumbler, make sure you get your tumblers going. Find the shapes that you like. So what you want to do is find the shapes that you really like to use, then go out and get sintered bits. So the electric plated and coated diamond bits, they're about $20 for 50. Sintered bits are about $15 each. So it's an investment, but those bits will last you forever. And you can also buy them in different grits. You can start at 120, work all the way up to 600. The place I prefer to buy from is Kingsley North. You can buy them from the jadecarver.com, 2 very reputable sites. Jade Carver I do find to be a little more expensive. Also, you can buy from Johnson Brothers. Their website is atrocious and very, very hard to navigate, but if you can figure it out, you can get some pretty good deals there. So with that question answered, I'm going to say goodbye for today. I look forward to seeing you guys again on Monday, same bat time, same bat channel.